Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the horoscope for March 2023. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. Before we start, just a quick disclaimer. I am using Vedic Sidereal Astrology. So if you are using Western Tropical Astrology, make sure that you are taking away 23 degrees so that you have the correct interpretation. Also, this horoscope will be according to your moon sign or your ascendant sign. This will show you the most accurate results. The ascendant is all about your life path and the events that will play out for you. The moon sign is having to do with your mind and how you are perceiving things through your emotions and your physical body. So these are the most important points to see in your natal chart. The sun is your soul. So the soul is something that is hard to capture and that is deeper than this physical experience. So you want to see this horoscope from the ascendant or moon sign. So if you look up on the screen here, there are the dates of the transits that are happening during the month of March. And our first major transit here will be a full moon in Leo. This will take place in Purva Falguni. And Purva Falguni is about the union of polar opposites. This is a highly creative energy that is about procreation, that is about the enjoyment and entertainment, fully immersing yourself into the creative experience. And so this is an excellent full moon for any creative talents, abilities. Those of you who are entrepreneurs, artisans, this is an excellent energy for completing and cultivating your talents and abilities. Following this, on the 11th, we will see Venus entering into Aries. This is a very polarizing position because Venus is the ruler of Libra, which is sitting directly opposite to Aries. So we have two opposing energies that are coming together in this Venus-Aries. And this is going to make this a very intense energy. And this especially is going to be very intense at the beginning of this transit when we are going through the crossover from Pisces to Aries. This is going to fall under a Gandanta zone. So right before this transit of Venus and Aries and into the beginning part of this, between Revati and Ashwini, we have this karmic knot, this Gandanta zone. And this is where there can be some challenges and obstacles related to your relationships. So you want to be very careful about your decision making during this period. As Venus moves into Aries, though, this is an excellent time for romance, for devotion. This is a very intense, passionate position of Venus in Aries. This is all about being honest and telling it like it is in your relationships. Aries is a very direct and spontaneous energy. You want to be careful, though, about jumping into new relationships immediately. Again, as this is a very impulsive energy of Aries. So you may find that you are getting into relationships too quickly and not getting to know the people that you are connecting with. So this is definitely an area where you want to take your time to actually get to know people for those of you who are single, getting into new experiences. Following this, on the 12th, Mars will finally re-enter the sign of Gemini after being retrograde for some time now. So Mars coming into Gemini here is a very interesting combination. Mars and Mercury are not exactly friends with one another. Specifically, Mars doesn't find a good connection with Mercury. So this can cause a lot of disturbances. Mars coming into Gemini is a very abrupt energy where there can be a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of impulsive decision making. So you want to be very careful about your decisions, thinking everything through thoroughly before jumping into new situations. This definitely is a time where you want to focus your energies constructively, as this changeable Gemini energy can scatter this Martian energy and determination into various areas of life. On the 14th, we will also see the Sun entering into Pisces. So Sun in Pisces is an excellent position. The Sun is friends with Jupiter, which is the ruler of Pisces. As the Sun comes into Pisces, this is moving into the dark zone, where this is all about going deep underwater into the spirituality, into the mysteries of life. And so this is a time of deep reflection, of going inward, of really connecting in with your spirituality. This is excellent for meditation, for any kind of spiritual practices that you are getting involved in. Sun in Pisces is also a very creative energy. This is excellent again for anyone who is involved in entrepreneurship, any kind of artistic fields. This is excellent for your creative expression. Following this, on the 16th, Mercury will enter into the sign of Pisces. Mercury is debilitated in Pisces, but Mercury is not completely weak in this position. When Mercury comes into Pisces, there may be some communication issues coming up during this time. You want to make sure that you're taking your time to make sure that you are clear in the way that you are coming across in your conversations. Mercury coming into the sign of Pisces, though, can give you a great deal of spiritual wisdom and knowledge. This is an excellent time of cultivating your spiritual practices and any kind of studies that you are getting involved in. Following this, on the 21st, we will have a new moon that is occurring also in the sign of Pisces. And this will come under the nakshatra of Uttara Bhadrapada. Uttara Bhadrapada is a very deep nakshatra that is all about getting to the depths, understanding everything at the deepest level. So this is about deep analysis, about deep spiritual devotion. Here in Uttara Bhadrapada, this is the point of renunciation, of going into the cave and gaining this profound level of wisdom. So here, as we have a new moon in Uttara Bhadrapada, again, this becomes an excellent month for your spirituality and wisdom to develop here. During this new moon, this is a great time of letting go and surrendering, letting go of old attachments that no longer serve you and moving towards something brand new. So very transformative time coming into this new moon. Our last major transit here in the month of March will be Mercury entering into the sign of Aries. Again, Mercury and Mars are not exactly friends. Mercury, though, coming into the sign of Aries can create a lot of restlessness within the mind. This can definitely be a time where you're more assertive in the way that you are communicating. You want to be careful, though, about being too pushy, about being too much of this aggressive force of trying to move things forward, especially in the area of business. You want to take your time to make sure that you're looking over all of the details. Now, Mercury also will come into a conjunction with Venus, and this will create a yukta yoga, which is excellent for creativity and artistic expression. So once again, this whole month of March really is centered around this creative expression, this movement towards creativity, imagination, spirituality, really coming into this creative energy. So the major transits here are going to take place in the sign of Pisces, along with Aries. We're also going to see Mars moving into Gemini, and this will have a huge impact, especially for those of you who have Mars ruling over your Kendra houses. Along with this, once again, Mercury moving into that Aries sign, giving us a ton of energy mentally to be more active, more assertive in this area, but being careful of not being too impatient and rushing over those important details. For those of you with a Capricorn moon or Capricorn ascendant, we will start off this month with a full moon in your 8th house. So this is definitely a tricky time. This full moon is lighting up this 8th house of sudden ups and downs. So this is a time of letting go. This is a time of removing anything that no longer serves you. Here in this 8th house, this is definitely about you going through some dramatic transformations that will change you at a deeper spiritual level. So this is excellent for your spiritual progress. As this full moon comes into your 8th house, you also want to be very careful about decision makings around finances. You want to be careful about getting into any sort of risky ventures, investments, all of this coming up during this transit. Venus will also be entering into Aries. So this is an excellent transit for you in that 4th house. This can create a sense of harmony within your home environment, with your mother in this area. This is definitely a time of trying to find a sense of peace and happiness within your life. Mercury will, of course, be joining up with Venus as well. Both of these friends to your ruler Saturn, so helping you out in this area of finding a sense of peace and enjoyment. For some of you, this is an excellent time for your studies as well, as Mercury is all about education, coming into this 4th house of education. So this is a very scholarly time for some of you. A lot of reading, a lot of developing of skills, a lot of success around education. Mars will also be entering into the sign of Gemini here in your sixth house. Very interesting position. Mars is happy in the sixth house. It helps you to deal with a lot of conflicts and obstacles. But Mars also can bring a lot of conflicts and obstacles as well. So this can be a time of dealing with competition, rivalries within your workspace. This can definitely be a time where you are dealing with some legal difficulties as well, sorting all of these issues out. You do want to be careful of your health with Mars coming into this sixth house as well. Paying attention to your blood, especially to your cardiovascular system, all of this being related to Mars. This can get you in the mood of working out and paying attention to your diet more as well, with the Mars coming into this sixth house. So, a very powerful position for sorting out conflicts and issues within your life. We will also see a new moon, which is taking place in your third house. So once again, this is an excellent time for creativity. This new moon opening up this third house of your skills, interests, and hobbies. This is excellent for anyone involved in communication, media, journalism, all of these areas where you are developing your skills. You can see some major success, opening up new doorways, starting new projects, developing new skills. This is excellent.